Thank you so much for your time. Let's get a quick check-in on the JSE right now. What do you make of its performance?
Good day, Nastasia. Thank you for having me. We started off quite strongly this morning, particularly rebounds in the commodity stocks. Sasol being the leader of the day, still up at over 4%. But the weakness has crept in, the same sort of weakness that we saw yesterday. Still global concerns around the rebound that we were expecting due to a reopening of global economies. With the new COVID Delta variant, it's now starting to affect some of the global markets. They're now concerned that the reopening won't be as quick as they expected it to be. And so we're seeing this drag on global markets, and we're certainly not affected.
So any company news that caught your attention? There were quite a bit of trading updates today, and we did see a results statement out of Karoo. Any of those that caught your attention or other news?
Thanks, Nastasia. I think mainly we had a lot of commodity miners releasing results, the likes of BHP, the likes of Anglo American Platinum expecting first half profits to soar as much as 578%. And that's boosted by the higher metal prices that we've seen. That higher metal price, though, is not being captured by all of the companies. The likes of Kumba Iron Ore have actually had to revise their sales down by more than 1 million tons for the year due to infrastructure issues in South Africa. They're indicating that using Transnet Rail to Saldanha Bay and so on is not, that Transnet are not able to actually carry out the kind of transport and logistics that the iron ore miners require. And so they're not able to sell at these higher prices. So they're sitting with a lot of stockpiled iron ore and so on, and they're not able to get it exported quickly enough. So that is one of the drags on the local markets, is that although the price of iron ore is particularly high, they do sell some forward. Being able to actually get it shipped to the various destinations, mainly China, is not working out, and Transnet are at capacity. So that affects Anglo American, Kumba Iron Ore, any of the coal producers. So that's one of the things that we've been watching in the market today.
All right, so last week we had the unrest, the looting of stores, and a lot of the retailers giving us updates in terms of the extent of damage that they had experienced. What kind of bounce back are you expecting with the retailers, in the wake of what happened last week?
Right, so the retailers have issued statements. Today we had ShopRite, as well as one of the property companies, Growthpoint, giving an indication of where they are in terms of the damage seen and what their strategy is to come back from it. What we are seeing is that in terms of the listed property companies, their damage was somewhat contained. They will not need to raise debt in order to fill in any shortcomings. They are covered from an insurance perspective, but the effect on both the property companies and the retailers is going to be the lost trade. So the damage to the distribution network, as well as the shop fronts, has been extreme, and it can take, for the larger distribution centers, months for them to get back online. So effectively what's going to happen now is that goods will have to be shipped in from further destinations. So they won't be as reliable, and the margins are going to be squeezed. The transport costs are going to come up. So the likes of the retailers are effectively losing a great deal by this happening. We're seeing, in terms of the effect on a retailer like ShopRite, they're seeing an effect on about 7% of their nationwide stores. And so if that 7% of stores are unable to trade normally for the next, we could say what they're indicating, 3 to 6 months, we could see their earnings revised down as much as 5 to 6%. The big issue here in terms of the economy is that we're not anticipating, although that there's going to be probably a construction boom, particularly in KZN, we're not expecting any increased capital expenditure. So simply there might be some replacement, and we're not expecting full replacement of the damage according to what the property companies are indicating. So we're not expecting full replacement, and we're certainly not expecting any increased capacity. or expansion.
All right, so I wanted to talk U.S. earnings season, but we've run out of time. However, one key event that you're going to be keeping an eye on for the week.
Well, I think the big one today is going to be Netflix. Just a stock that everyone likes to follow. We're going to see how their growth has been. I mean, this last 12 months, they couldn't have had an easier time to grow their business. Everyone's staying at home and keen to watch shows on demand. So that is something that I'll be interested in seeing, to see their growth data in subscribers.
All right, Martin, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. That is Martin Harris. And just to build on that, a lot of analysts saying that a wave of risk-off sentiment, of course, has engulfed markets, which is what Martin was alluding to. And it's again the Delta variant, so concerns about the pace of global economic recovery, as well as the fact that we are dealing with investors, as Bright Khumalo described yesterday, who are a little bit despondent right now in terms of how exactly they move forward. With a lot of these outbreaks being reported in various ranging places, well, we're talking Australia to Indonesia. We're seeing cases in Europe and the United States. And of course, those are things we're going to be paying attention to. And then we're also going to be taking a look at what is happening with U.S. earnings season. Netflix is coming out today. We also have the likes of Twitter and Snap tomorrow. So all of that we will discuss in further detail. But that was Martin Harris, who's a premium client manager at IG South Africa. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more news for you.